Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for coming. This is the first Power Hour of 2025. Kind of crazy. So we took last month off because I had a bunch of stuff going on, and it was the holidays. It didn't quite work out, but it's good to see all of you here. So let's see who we have in the house. We've got Lou. Hey, Lou. How are you? Cynthia Gates. Good morning, Cynthia. And Cynthia is working on a manuscript from 2024 today, hoping to release a new book in March. So, Cynthia, we're going to give you an applause ahead of time. There we go. Awesome. Maybe by the next time we have our next Power Hour, you'll have it published. If not, that's okay too. But good luck. And Jonathan is here. Good morning and New Year, everybody. Yes, Happy New Year to you too. And Lou says, I'm not sure what to call it. I'm going to be writing some articles for the Pit that aren't directly related to the main story and are just there to fill in gaps. I'm assuming that's what you meant. What do you call these? I that sounds to me like side stories or like side plots, Lou. But you tell me if I'm wrong on that. I think that's probably what you would call it. Jonathan is working on the last few chapters of a novella that's been a bit difficult, and drinking coffee. All right, and B Matrix is revising a few chapters. Hey, everybody, that's awesome. And Drone Pro is here. Hey, Drone Pro. Now, Drone Pro, you get the Intrigue Award. Black coffee with peppermint. Now, I would not normally have put those in the same sentence. So explain more. Is this like a packaged coffee, or like do you actually is it something like you actually made yourself? Because I'm very intrigued. I saw that and I was like, I have to ask about that. Okay. Deb is here. Good morning, Deb. Good to see you. Good to see you. Lighty is here as well. And Keybale writes, finally able to make it back to the Power Hour. Well, we're glad to have you. And yes, good stuff, everybody. So give everybody a chance to roll in here. I do want to share something that I'm doing that I want people to know about. So everybody here probably knows Dale L. Roberts. Dale has got I like to call it a brother channel. We have very similar content, but Dale is doing a great job on self-publishing with Dale. That's his channel. He and I have been friends for a long time, and we decided to do a collaboration together. So here's what it's going to be. It's going to be slightly different than your typical collaboration. We're going to be putting on a game show. And it's a game show for writers. It's based on the 6 versus 1 model. I'm not sure if anyone has seen that, but basically you have 6 people who are doing, or 6 people who all have something in common. And then you have a 7th person who is not like the other 6, but is pretending to be like the other 6. And so we're going to do that with writers. And the cool thing is that any one of you can sign up for the casting. We're actually opening up auditions right now. It's not auditions, but it's just you fill out a Google form and we determine who's the best fit. And you'll be on the video with us. We'll be hosting it, and you'll be on the video competing. And the really cool part is we're going to have cash prizes, and we're going to have some other really other cool things. So the prizes haven't been set in stone yet, but there will be an incentive for you to sign up and make this worth your time. It's kind of our way of having some fun and being able to give back. So I'm going to share a link here. If you are interested, if you don't mind being on camera, we're going to record during a weekday, but it'll be like maybe an hour of your time. It's not a huge time commitment. But if you're interested, you can sign up at authorlevelup.com/casting. So again, that's going to be a fun collaboration with me and Dale. And yeah, it'll be... I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be an opportunity to be silly and have some fun. And you know, like I said, everyone who shows up is going to be a winner of some degree. Okay, authorlevelup.com/casting. Okay, let's take a look at some comments before we jump in. Oh, okay. I thought that was from Drone Pro, but it wasn't. Okay, so Mike, black coffee with protein powder. That's what you're drinking. All right, good stuff. And Lou says, I was thinking more like fillers, but side story does work because it stars the main character. Yeah, you know, I there's something subconsciously, Lou. I don't know that I would call it filler. Even if that's what you're doing, because I guess subconsciously when I think filler, I kind of tune out, you know? Like nobody wants to read filler, but side stories makes more sense. It's just a subconscious thing. Don't change what you're writing. It's just I wouldn't call it filler. That's just my personal preference. Okay, we got the answer. Okay, this is black coffee with crushed peppermint that I stir in. Oh, okay. Now you got me intrigued. I'm gonna have to try that. So lately I'm drinking coffee, and I've been putting butter in my coffee, and I absolutely love it. It makes the coffee nuttier, and it's just I butter and heavy cream. Oh man, it's the best. I don't even need sugar when I do that. I normally I'm one of those people that like I have to have a lot of sugar in my coffee. But since I started doing that, cream and all that, I don't have to do that anymore. So that's what I'm drinking, Drone Pro. So, everybody, cheers for whatever you're drinking. And yeah, okay. So I always love to start this with that. So, okay. So why don't we do this? I see like the comments are all. Everybody's in. Everybody is ready. So we're gonna just jump into our first session. You guys know the drill. Everybody here is a pro at these power hours. Guys, have any questions? Feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'll answer them when we come back. So let's get 20 minutes on the timer. And if you haven't noticed, I've got Valentine's Day themes this time. I'm trying to be on good behavior this year and try to actually change the theming of this ahead of time. So this theme this month is Valentine's Day. All right. So let's get to work, everybody, and I'll see you in 20. All right. First session down. All right. I want to know how you guys did. You guys know the drill. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling, and all of that good stuff. I'm not working on writing today. I should be, but I'm going to Colorado Springs next week for the Superstars Writing Conference. And I'm kind of working on my slides for that. I'm almost done, but I have some slides I have to do. And then literally the week after that, I'm flying out to Portland, Oregon for the Indie Author Alchemy Summit. So if any of you are going to be there, please let me know. Stop by and say hello. But yeah, that's what I'm working on today. I forgot to mention that. So I'm doing PowerPoints. Womp womp. Okay. So Diaz Santos, any recommended books on writing? Most that I've read don't do much for me, but the book, The Writing Experiment, has been really helpful for me. Any that you guys find helpful? Yeah, gang, weigh in for Diaz, but I would say there's quite a few writing books out there. You know, the thing with writing books is there's no writing book that's going to become your Bible. Really, what it boils down to is I recommend that people read as many books as possible that resonate with you, pull out the things that work for you, and then discard everything else. So, you know, just know that one book is not going to be the answer for you. All of us are very much on a journey, and you know, different books are going to give you different things at different times in your writing career, right? So like I've read books where nothing lit up, and then I went back and read them a few years later, and it's like, oh, okay, I understand what they were saying or what they were trying to do because I was at a different level. So, okay, long preamble to say the books that I think were the most impactful for me. I'll have to think of at least two. The first is Writing into the Dark by Dean Wesley Smith. An incredibly empowering book that, you know, if you are an intuitive writer, if you're somebody that relies on your intuition, I think is a very helpful book and shows you lots of different ways that you can do things. Another book that I found really helpful, it's a bit dated, but it's helpful. As long as, you know, again, pull out what works for you, discard everything else, is Creating Story People by Dwight V. Swain. So most people have heard of Dwight V. Swain because he wrote a very successful book called Techniques of the Selling Writer, which is by far way more popular and kind of what he's known for. And that book is okay, but the Creating Story People book is actually really good. It gives you really, really good advice on creating characters. And then if I had to list a third writing book, it was just on the tip of my brain. A third writing book that I would recommend, one I'm reading right now that I also think is interesting. Again, a bit dated, but you know, I kind of like reading some of the older stuff because it gives you really interesting perspectives. I think it's called, I forget the exact title, but it's by Damon Knight. So, you know, the founder of the Science Fiction Writers Association. I think it's called Creating Short Fiction, a guide. Just type in Damon Knight writing books and it'll come up. He has some really interesting thoughts around the theory of writing. It's the most introspective, I think directionally correct book about why writers write that I've ever read. I would highly recommend it. Again, there's a lot of dated stuff in it, and you know, you have to kind of update that, but check those out. Okay, I've gone on too long. I'll see what the other group has to say here. Okay, Diaz, I'm the guy that wants to write but hasn't for like 5 years and just reads. Yeah, well, I would argue that you just need to, you know, start small, you know, pick something to write and just chip away at it. It is hard to make that transition from consumer to creator. And that's a big transition. It's a bigger transition than most people realize. It's why I celebrate when you all come here and you tell me you've published your first book. It's a fundamental shift in how you see the world and how you see yourself. And so we're all on a journey, and you know, I trust Diaz that you'll get there. You'll get there. Okay, we have a celebration here. So Leidy says, I missed the last couple power hours, so I have news to share. My first Publiversary is tomorrow, and I'm about to hit the 1 million Kindle Unlimited page reads. All right, well, okay. And then Leidy says, and Tantor contacted me to produce an audiobook for the book I released in November. All right, everybody give Leidy a round of applause here. You're going to get the applause, Leidy. You're also going to get the air horn. You're going to get the party noise maker and the victory. There we go. Oh, awesome. That is great news, Leidy. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And please let me know when your audiobook comes out. I'll be the first to buy it. So that is great news. Tantor is, I think one of the biggest audiobook publishers in the world. So that is good news. Awesome. Just stuff like that makes me feel really good. So thank you for sharing that. All right. We got some content coming in here. 257 words, Jonathan. Lou, 86 words, article draft so far. Alex Wrath, hey, Alex, welcome. Slacker, yes. And Keybale, Colorado Springs, used to live there, beautiful place. I've written 440 words today. Yes, I love Colorado Springs. And I love the Superstars Conference. All right, Leidy, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, on writing. It's blunt. Yeah, on writing it, that's also the book. I mean, that's kind of one of those. It's like, yeah, you have to read that one. Okay, Kevin. Thank you very much. I appreciate the call out. Be a writing machine. Yes. And hello, Marnie. Oh, this is Marnie. Okay, good to see you, Marnie. Welcome back. And Mike says, I'm writing a fantasy. I thought it would be 80K, but I'm at 81 and about halfway through. Do I get to the end and try for a duology or just one big book? It depends on how you want to end it, Mike. I wouldn't do a duology unless you can end it in such a way that the reader doesn't feel like you're trying to get money out of them by splitting the book into a duology. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody kind of knows, like, when the author is naturally ending a book and there is a cliffhanger or something, and then you jump into the next book. You don't want to be one of those authors that just splits the books just to split them. You know what I'm saying? So do it if it feels natural. If it doesn't, I would just do one book. And, knowing that that's going to be a big boy, but, if you're writing fantasy, fantasy readers can handle that. Yeah, Alex, I agree, Alex. 120K is good for fantasy. So, okay, we got some flowers coming in for Leidy. All right, all good stuff here. And yes, Leidy, please share the title. And if it's published, please share a link as well, just so others can support you and go buy it as well. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Alex. Okay, I'm following you now. I'm following you. Yeah, see you next week. And Deb says, edited a chapter. And Diaz says, the current approach that works is pulling a text that I like on another screen, and I look at it to mimic the style and get prompts for my paragraph. I felt like I was copying, but it works. Yeah, you can definitely do that. And Diaz, there is a time and a place for that. If you're new, I actually think it's more important to think of things at a macro level. So don't focus so much on the words or the paragraphs. That can be a trap that new authors fall into. I would focus primarily on learning how to tell a story at the macro level. The words and the sentences, really, when you're just starting, are just tools to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, albeit imperfectly, right? We're all imperfect. One of the things that I've learned is that you have to forget that words matter so that you can learn that words mean everything. So new writers really focus on the words, right? And that's natural. But really, words are just tools to help you accomplish what you need to accomplish. And when you forget about that, then that opens you to other possibilities, other ways of doing things, other things in the craft that you need to be able to see. And then once you learn those things, then you can come back to the approach of using words to accomplish, those things. It's just a skill thing. It's a mastery thing. You do what you got to do, but just think about things on a macro level, because sometimes I find that when people focus on paragraphs and words, it's easier to get stuck. You got to see the forest before the trees. Okay, Cynthia, got more coffee. for edits. And Leidy says, I write queer romance, so definitely not for everyone. But my most recent book that is being turned into an audiobook is called Dire Straits by L.A. Lambert. Awesome. Well, queer romance is having a moment right now, Leidy. I just read in The Hot Sheet by Jane Friedman. I don't know if you subscribe to that. If you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to share the email that I got, because Jane is okay with sharing them. But it was an art. There was a couple. Was at least one article in there about queer romance and how it's having a moment. So if you want, you can reach out to me, Michael@authorlevelup.com. So yeah, it makes total sense. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's all the comments. So let's jump into our second session, and we'll be back in 20. Thanks, gang. Okay, second session is in the books. You guys know the deal. Let me know how you did and how you're feeling. And let's see what came in after. I'm still working on my presentations. I'm done with the first one. I got to start the second one now. I mean, they're done. I just have to polish them. That's all. Okay. We got some questions from Cacophonous. Love your avatar. Question for you. What would you see as the best workflow for speech to text? Interested in learning, but unsure how to proceed. Yeah, I did it's slightly dated now, but most of the information is still good. I did a talk on how to dictate a book, and I'll find that link, see if I can find it real quick. During the next session, and I'll share it with you. You take a look at that. That kind of goes over workflow and what you can do, what some of your options are. Also, check out the most recent video I did on my channel on an app called ProseWrite. That is an app that I'm using. I've kind of switched over to using that as my primary dictation transcription tool. I think that's a game changer. So take a look at both of those resources, and I think between the two of them, they'll answer your questions. Okay, and let's see. Cacophonous says, chill hop music is a nice choice. I love lo-fi chill hop and quite liminal ambient. Never heard of liminal ambient. That's interesting. Yeah, I like chill hop. I like their vibes. I like their music, and they allow you to use their catalog in your YouTube videos as long as you give them credit. So I don't have to worry about going off and paying licenses and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. And thank you, Cacophonous. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your wisdom on the platform. Not big on comments, but appreciate the assistance. So I appreciate that. It's always good. It's always good to hear that. All right. Key Bale, 200 words this time. Dogus interruptus. Yeah. Oh, those dogs. All right, Jonathan, 215 words. Nicely done. Drone Pro, 150 words. And let's see here. 226 in 20 minutes. That is a high for me. Okay, nice job. And let's see, Lighty is 292 words this time. It is definitely flowing now more than usual. Good. Got to capitalize on that flow state. And Athena, 175 words. Nicely done. And Lou says, I decided I was going to expand on a plot point from a previous article. Cool. Okay, so let's see. Give it another second for things to come in. I will share this again just because I don't want to wait till the end because I know people start to jump off. So just a reminder, if anyone is interested, if you happen to miss my previous announcement around the collaboration that I'm doing with Dale Roberts, we're going to do a game show. 6 versus 1. You can sign up to be a part of it, and you can win some cool prizes as a result. So you can find that at authorlevelup.com/casting. We say we're going to close the casting window this coming Wednesday. We're probably going to extend it because we're going to give some more folks an opportunity to join if they want to, or to at least throw your name in the hat. So, okay. So authorlevelup.com/casting, because there were some new people that joined after I made my first announcement. Okay, so some more progress coming in. Deb finished editing another chapter. Nicely done. And Drone Pro, what do you think of dream sequences in fiction? I think they're okay. I think that, as with all things Drone Pro, there is a time and a place and a proper execution. So, don't let anybody tell you don't do dream sequences. That's bad advice. But, there is such a thing as a dream sequence that is improperly executed, which is why people say don't do dream sequences. So there is some validity to what they're saying, but I just believe that everything is a tool and there's a time and a place for it. So here's what I would do. If you're interested in writing a dream sequence, what I want you to think about is, what are some dream sequences that you have read in mega best-selling books? So I'm talking about like the top 1%, the Dean Koontzes of the world, the Nora Roberts, John Grishams, Michael Crichtons, insert the name of your favorite author, whoever they might be, right? And then I want you to think about a dream sequence that you read in one of their books that hooked you, that was good enough for you to remember it. And then what I want you to do is pull that back out and study it and figure out how it worked. And then if you can find multiple dream sequences from the different authors that you admire, bonus points, and then figure out what the common denominators are. What did they all do in their dream sequences that kept you hooked? And then use those as best practices when you write yours. I think that's the best way to approach it, because then you're focused on executions that work and you can figure out what works and what doesn't. And then, put your best foot forward on the page and let the chips fall where they may. That's what I would do. But that's my opinion on dream sequences. I think that, as with all things, same thing with flashbacks. There's a time and a place to do a flashback, and readers don't mind as long as you do it correctly. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our final session, and then we'll come back and shoot the breeze. So 20 minutes on the timer. Good luck, everybody.
baby. It's me. I was just calling to chat with you a little bit. I miss you a lot. And I miss hearing your voice. Bye, hon. And I miss hearing your voice.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay. Well, we got to the bottom of another Power Hour team. So here's what I want to know. Let me know what you got accomplished today. What did you get accomplished? How are you feeling if you want to share that? And then what is your goal for the weekend? All right. And for those of you who shared goals, so we had a Power Hour in December, and I had asked everybody to share your yearly goal. So what is your 2025 goal? How are you doing? Are you making progress towards your goal? And yeah, share whatever you want to share out of all of the above. I know I just rattled off a bunch of stuff, but yeah, just want to know kind of how you're doing, how you're feeling. So for me, I don't know if I shared my goals last time around. I don't have a whole lot of goals this year. There are some things that I want to do, but I'm not like, I'm not holding myself to them. In previous years, I used to be kind of crazy about my goals. I was kind of bit off more than I could chew, but I somehow always managed to do it. This year, I'm just kind of taking a chill approach. So I want to publish like 7 novels. I want to finish the Ray Bradbury challenge, and I want to really kind of double down on some marketing things that I want to do. But I'm making pretty good progress toward my goals. I mean, we're into February already, so first month is down, but I'm feeling pretty good. So I've written, I think 28, 29 short stories toward the Ray Bradbury challenge. So I'm already past the halfway point. For those you don't know, it's a short story challenge. You have to write 52 short stories in a week and read a metric crap ton of poems, short stories, and essays. And I'm ahead of schedule on that. And if I get that done, I'm good with my goals for the year. I mean, that's a massive challenge. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I guess for today, I got the first PowerPoint done or polished that I needed to get done. So I'm in a good spot. Okay, let's see. Lou, just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, so Lou asked, do you know a good third-party writing app for WordPress? Jetpack, the official app, is garbage. It keeps giving me false errors. Tell me more, Lou. What do you mean by writing app? I'm not familiar with that. Are you talking about writing, like blogging, or are you talking about like writing? Yeah, tell me more, and I'll see if I can elaborate on that. What are you hoping to accomplish? That, I guess, maybe answer that for me, and then I can pop back onto that question. Okay, Cynthia, goal for the weekend: get at least 5 more chapters under edit. Okay, good goal. Okay, Jerome Pro, I think hopefully I answered it. 2025 goal is to publish my first book, Ray Bradbury Challenge. 52 short stories in a year, and also you have to read a short story, a poem, and an essay every day for 1,000 nights, but I'm just doing it a year. And if you do those things, you will level up your craft in short stories. So there's a video by Ray Bradbury where he talks about this. It's called An Evening with Ray Bradbury. Look it up, and honestly, I think it's the hardest challenge you can do as a writer. It is absolutely brutal. All right, Lighty, 185 words this time. A total 693 words for the hour. My goal is 2025, another 4 books published, and to get my newsletter going. Awesome. And Jonathan, 198 words today for a total of 665. My goal is to release 1 novel and 3 novellas this year. Feeling good that I can do it. Yeah, you can definitely do it, Jonathan. And okay, Lou, my goal is to polish the Pit project and working toward achieving my vision. Awesome. So yeah, you guys have some good goals. I mean, they all sound good. They all sound realistic, so it's all good. Every once in a while, people will tell me their goals and they'll say, I want to conquer the world, or, I want to, hit some sort of sales goal or something. But everything you guys told me is within your control. So that's a good thing. All right. Okay, Lou, so back to your question. An app that allows you to edit and write articles for your blog. I know about blog reading apps, but not blog writing apps. Yeah, I have to confess, I'm not that familiar with blogging. I had a blog for a little while. It was kind of amateur hour, so I kind of stopped doing it. I was never really good at it. So I can't answer that. I have seen people integrate Substack into their blogs. I don't know much about that. I just heard people talk about that lately. I kind of have ambivalent feelings towards Substack. I think it's a good platform. I think you should own your blog posts, though, but that could be something you could look into. Okay, Dahigi, all editing today. First power hour I've made it to in a while working a lot. Atticus has been my go-to for months. Loving it. Awesome. Yeah, Atticus is great. And it's great because you get the 2 for 1. You get the writing and the formatting. And Cynthia, goal is to get 5 books out this year. Good goal. That'll make a difference. And Keybale, 350 words, so a total of almost 1,000 today. Nice. My goal is to be done writing this book before June and publish this year and advertise the other 3 I've published better. Yeah, I think we could all be doing more with advertising and, trying to, push older books. I think we all get caught up in the infatuation of the new, and I am no exception to that. I mean, I've got, I don't even know how many books I have now. I think I'm over 100, and my biggest crisis every month is which books am I going to promote? Because I can't promote them all, but I have to be doing something for them, and it's just a constant struggle. So no matter how many books you write, publishing your backlist is always a bit of a challenge. Okay. Yeah, Lighty says promo and marketing is the worst part of this job. Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I think most people would empathize that I would rather be writing a novel than promoting a novel, for sure. Okay. So before we close, just want to let everybody know that the next Power Hour is Saturday, March 1st. That's really easy to remember. So we got lucky 2 months in a row that we're on March 1st. And the theme for next month will be spring. So I don't know. I'll find some springy images, even though it's not technically spring, at least for me. It's still kind of cold in the first half of March, and then the second half it kind of starts to get nice. But we'll celebrate that ahead of time. Okay, so I'll just wait for some last minute comments to come in. And I'm not seeing any, so just one more time, just let folks know about our casting call for me and Dale. Can win some cool prizes and be immortally or be immortal on a YouTube video. I'm stumbling over my words today. So if you want to be on the cast, if you've ever wanted to be on a reality TV show, this is the next best thing. Like maybe not next best thing, but somewhere on the list. Maybe near the bottom, but it's still, you get your 15 minutes of fame. You can win some cool prizes as a result. authorlevelup.com/casting. Okay. Well, gang, I will see you on March 1st. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Congratulations to all of you for making progress towards your goals. We'll see you next month. Peace.